Hello, we've got to the end of the book of Daniel. So it's Daniel 11, verse 36 to chapter 12, verse 13. A few years ago, I watched a movie with my husband, his kind of movie, American apocalyptic, supernatural, all action kind of movie called Legion. And it was about basically God giving up on humanity and deciding once and for all that he was going to destroy it. So he sends his legions of angels, and the very lovely Paul Bettany is in it as Michael, the angel Michael, who decides to fight back and protect humanity. And there's this really nuts scene in the diner where there's an old woman and she does nasty things and runs up the side of the walls and all kinds of stuff. It's horrible. And I remember watching it and thinking, no, this is not true. God will never give up on humanity. They got it all wrong. And this section in the book of Daniel is all about that. It's all about God never giving up, never stopping loving his people, even in the midst of all this horror and pain and torture. He is in control and he loves his people. And Michael, actually, the Archangel Michael, in the vision that Daniel has, he wages war against the satanic forces in the heavenly realms, against the powers that set themselves up against God and against God's people. And I don't know if you've spotted it yet, but there's a beautiful verse right in the middle of this section where Daniel is told that God's people, those who are wise, will shine like the sun in all its brilliance, and those that lead others to righteousness, bring others to God, will glitter like stars in the universe. And there's that great verse in the New Testament, isn't there, where we're told that as we hold out the word of truth, we will shine like stars in this crooked and depraved generation. Love it. And Daniel, later on, towards the end of the vision, he stands there and he sees his two angels on either side of the river, probably the river of life. And he said to them, when will this end? When will this suffering end? Have you ever sat with a loved one who is ill and sick and suffering, or been in a situation where you just want to say to God, when will this end? When will this all come to pass? When will enough be enough? And the angels don't tell Daniel when it will end. They give him some ideas, but they kind of say, Daniel, jog on. Go about your business. Be faithful to God. Do what you do. Walk your walk. Carry on walking in faithfulness. This will come to pass when it is the right time. Don't you worry about that. You worry about being faithful to the end. I've spent some time over the years with some of God's people, brothers and sisters in Christ, who have lost loved ones, who have been faithful to the end, and it's cost them their life. And the book of Daniel really challenges me. Am I prepared to be willing to God, to be faithful to the end, even if the end doesn't mean my death as an old person with my family around me, but being murdered because I love Jesus? Am I prepared to go that far? And the great reward that we're given is that actually in this lifetime we might not receive the rewards that we long for, but we know one day in heaven we will see Jesus face to face, and he is our treasure. He is our great reward. What a challenging book. May God bless you as you dig into it and as you seek to be faithful every day in his service.